Once you've created custom due diligence criteria, you can assign the criterion to clients in the IPS section of My Clients. Let's go to the My Clients section, select the client that we'd like to work with, and click the Edit button. Next, I'm going to click on the Edit link to edit the information in a particular time period and go into the investment policy statement. From here, we can review and make a final decision on the watch list criteria that are being used for our client. If I click on the Edit link, I can go into the system and select my custom due diligence criteria that I've created and save that information in the system for my client. Now, as I produce the investment policy statement, on the right-hand side, my standard criteria that I've built, the factors and thresholds will flow through into that document for review by the client. To see the watch list decisions in action, though, we can go into the holdings section and go into the watch list subsection to review the decisions that are being made by the standard criteria that I built. Really quickly, we can see in the Meets IPS monitoring criteria column the investments that are failing and the investments that are passing my standard due diligence criteria. By default, the watch list decisions are being made based off of these decisions, and this is a great way to automate your watch list decision process without having to go in and make any manual decisions on the final watch list status. However, if you want to, you can certainly do that by clicking on the Edit link and making the final watch list decision that'll override that decision just made on the previous page. On this section, we can make a client-specific decision. This will only affect the client that we select and only affect the investment that we select. We can make a decision to keep the investment on watch or place it off watch. We can make a global decision to keep the investment on watch or keep it off watch, and this global decision will affect every client that holds, in this example, American Century Growth. If we click on that, the overriding decision will replace the monitoring criteria decision, and this will be the final decision that's displayed in the reporting. As a final decision, you may want to flag the investment as a replacement. We can do that in this section as well, and this final replacement decision will also be displayed in the reports. To take another look at this watch list decision-making process, let's pull up some slides and just briefly talk about this. So there are really three decision-making steps that can be used to make the final watch list status decision in the FI360 toolkit. The first decision that's being reviewed is the monitoring criteria decision coming from the investment policy statement. The next decision that's being reviewed is the global decision. Any global decision that's made for an investment in the toolkit will override any IPS monitoring criteria decision. The third step is the client-specific decision. Any client-specific decision will override any global decision and also by default override any IPS decision as well. To take a look at a few examples, we can see here that in this table we have our IPS monitoring criteria decision listed, and by using the criteria, this investment is on watch. Since there are no global decisions or client-specific decisions, the final watch list status will be on watch. In the second example, the monitoring criteria are going to place the investment on watch. However, there's an overriding global decision that will take the investment off watch, and that is the final decision that will be used in the report. In our third example, the monitoring criteria are actually keeping the investment off watch now. The global decision is being made to place the investment on watch, but there is an overriding client-specific decision that will place the investment off watch again. So based on that final client decision, the final watch list status is off watch.